So hello everyone, this is InstantUI, a Python library which I have created to get the web-based UI very instantly. So the whole purpose of this UI is not to create UI components. Whole purpose of this Python library is not to create UI components and web-based UI. It just gives you a web-based UI really quickly. So it just wrap a Python function with a decorator and give you UIs very instantly with zero runtime dependencies. So you can read the documentation in MediaPipe. Okay, so it supports bunch of input types and output types, and it's also supports a chat-based UI as well. So let's see all those things in action. So first thing you need to do is to install library, obviously. So here I have created a virtual environment. I'm just going to install library in my virtual environment. Pip install InstantUI. So it's the whole library is very lightweight and very simple. So the library is installed. Now just import it. So we have imported the InstantUI. Now I have a function here which is calculate two numbers a and b. It's a pretty simple function here. Now what I want a web-based UI of this function. Instead of writing whole HTML, CSS and JavaScript whatever code, what we're going to do, we're just going to write a simple decorator here and everything will be done for us. I write InstantUI.app. So with this decorator, our web-based UI is created for this function. Now let's simply run it. If this, I'm going to create an entry point. You can, in the run parameter, you can pass a title or whatever you want. So the thing is, our whole UI is created for this function. Our UI is created. We're just going to run this Python demo 0.5. Python 3 demo 0.5. So you can see the UI is very minimalist here. I write 3 plus 6, 9. So the concept, how it's creating UI, how it's attaching things, you can see in the function parameter I have passed two arguments a and b. So this decorator treat those a and b as an input and the return type is output, and it just route those things in my UI. That's the whole thing of it. Now let's suppose you want to create a chatbot, but the thing is you want to focus only on the technology part and not worrying about UI and all. So here I have imported InstantUI, and for the LLM I am using Olama and the cloud-based model Gemma 4, which is pretty good. So let's create a function which def, let's name it run. It take message and history. It's going to be just a list of dictionary. And what it does, it first let call the LLM, response equals to LLM call, and the parameter we pass message. Okay, and we just return result here. So what this function is doing, it's just calling an LLM and storing its output in the result variable and just returning this. Now you want a whole chat-based UI for this chatbot. So what you're going to do, instead of writing whole UI code, you just simply write a decorator here. InstantUI dot. Now previously we have written app. Now you're just going to write chat here. Now your whole UI is created. Now simply run. So we get a very simple looking UI. Now I type like hi. So this is the response from Gemma 4 model. Like tell me joke. So the response is from Gemma model, and the history that you have get is from the parameter, the argument history list of dictionary that we have created, and there's no history actually maintained here. Now what's the purpose of creating this very simple library? The purpose of the creating this very simple library is so the developers only focus on developing technology, not to worrying about UI. Like if you're showing your code to some non-technical person or your client, instead of showing the whole input output in the terminal, which is overwhelming for them, you show the whole thing in a web-based UI, which is much more convenient for the non-technical person to grasp the whole concept and what's actually going on. So that's the purpose of this UI, and this is very earlier phase. I have just released two release of this library, and many things will be come in future as well. So yeah.